They leave home wearing courage on their shoulders, saying goodbye to the people who mean everything to them, never knowing when or if they'll return. Behind every uniform is a family holding on to hope, counting the days, and praying for one more embrace. Because for soldiers, duty calls them away, but love is what brings them home. With a whisper and a promise of a surprise, the world went dark for a moment for this cutie. But when her eyes opened, the hero she'd been waiting for was finally within reach. In the middle of that long-awaited hug, a tiny hand reached out to offer her daddy his patch. A quiet, perfect way to tell him that he was finally home and they were never letting go again. She came home quietly, earlier than anyone expected, carrying nothing but flowers and a heart full of love. As she walked into the restaurant, she wasn't just a soldier anymore. She was a daughter returning to the one who had missed her the most, her mother.
What is it? What are y'all doing?
They say an aunt's love is a gift that shapes a man's heart forever. This young Marine had faced the toughest weeks of boot camp, and now, after graduation, he came to share this proud moment with his aunts. And in that instant, their surprise turned into an outpouring of tears, smiles, and a hug that carried months of sacrifice, pride, and unconditional love. It's been 6 months since this wife last saw her husband. After 6 deployments to the Middle East and 41 years of service, she never expected him to walk into her workplace like that. And in that moment, every goodbye, every fear, every lonely night melded into tears. Because this time, he was finally home for good.
There's a baby.
Urza had been saving every smile, every tear for the moment his soldier daddy finally came home. And when that hug wrapped around him, strong and warm, it washed away every ache, every lonely day, filling his little heart with the love he had been waiting for. This young woman held onto memories to get through 6 months without her best friend, who had told her she wouldn't make it home, thinking this Christmas would be the same, until, in the most unexpected moment, the distance, the waiting, and the longing all ended in one unforgettable embrace. When she was told, "You have a special visitor," she wasn't expecting anyone, especially not him, the man who told her he wouldn't make it home in time. But there he was, standing right in front of her just before their baby boy entered the world, proving that some moments are simply too important to miss. Sometimes the most meaningful surprises are the ones we never anticipate. 2 weeks apart felt endless. Most soldiers go home to family, but he came to them, his neighbors. And in that single, heart-stopping moment, everything changed. Time seemed to stop, hearts overflowed with joy, and one embrace said everything words never could. Sometimes the people we miss the most show up when we need them the most. This young man walked across the stage with a quiet sadness in his heart, achieving his degree without the one person he wished was there, until his mother, all the way from deployment in Kosovo, appeared. And in that moment, her embrace became the greatest reward he could ever receive. When this sweet little girl stepped into the pet store, she dreamed only of tiny paws and soft whiskers, believing the day's joy would come from choosing a kitten. But life had written a kinder surprise. Her eldest sister returned at last from a year apart, waiting to turn her simple wish into a moment of wonder.
With darker stripes on almost a silver tabby.
Jeremy was a voice through a phone for 1,000 nights, but today he was the miracle standing in the driveway for an early Christmas surprise. He arrived just to see his mama's world tilt on its axis. In that breathless second, the man of duty met the woman of devotion, and every mile between them simply vanished.
I wondered and I thought something was up.
After 7 long months away, this brave military woman finally returned from deployment. Her 2 little daughters hadn't seen her in what felt like forever. Every day apart had been filled with longing and hope. And when she finally appeared, their reaction will melt your heart. For a year, this proud airman had imagined this moment, standing before his mom and letting her know he was home. When it finally happened, the world seemed to stop. The surprise, the joy, the embrace, all wrapped into one unforgettable memory. Military service kept this mother apart from her hero son for 5 long years. In that time, he returned home only 3 times, each visit a brief moment of joy amidst months of waiting. But today, his deployment has finally come to an end, and the happiness, the hugs, and the love they've longed for have finally returned, filling their hearts in a way only homecomings can. This mother had no idea that the moment she had been waiting for was standing right in front of her. Her Marine son, who had told her he wouldn't come home for the holidays, appeared silently. For a heartbeat, she froze, shock and disbelief flooding her face. And then, in one perfect instant, they embraced, and all the months apart melted away in tears, laughter, and love. This door holds back a flood of emotions. On one side, a young man filled with anticipation. On the other, a family ready to welcome him home after far too long. This Marine young man had spent months in training, learning discipline, courage, and resilience, but none of that compared to the joy of surprising his little sister at school. In that single moment, as she ran into his arms, every mile, every challenge, every day apart melted away in a hug full of love.
That's just the fucking alcohol. What? What the fuck? Yo! 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 Chris!
As we watch these brave men and women return from deployment, we're reminded that behind every uniform is a family waiting, hearts full of hope and love that never fades. Every hug, every tear, every smile is a reminder that home is where the heart truly belongs. Thank you for sharing in these incredible moments of courage, sacrifice, and reunion. If this story touched your heart, make sure to like the video and subscribe, because there are many more heartwarming reunions waiting to be shared. See you in the next video.